Hey there, my pixelated dinosaur trackers and cartridge blasters. Today we're diving into the prehistoric jungle that is Turok the Dinosaur Hunter. You might think getting lost in a world where dinosaurs want to turn you into a human shish kebab is just another Tuesday, but strap in because we're about to revisit this Jurassic first-person shooter and you might just learn something along the way. Developing Turok the Dinosaur Hunter wasn't just a walk in the Jurassic Park. It was more like a frenzied sprint through a maze of technological velociraptors. When Iguana Entertainment took on this project, they weren't just pushing pixels. They were pushing the limits of what the Nintendo 64 could handle. The team, led by the astute David Dinosaur, found themselves in uncharted territory. Remember, this was the mid-90s, and the concept of a fully 3D first-person shooter was just as wild as the game's raptors. The developers were not only creating a game, but were also trailblazers in a new console frontier. They had to contend with the N64's limited memory and processing power. Their solution? The infamous distance fog. Not just an artistic choice, but a necessity. This fog cleverly masked the game's rendering limitations, allowing Turok's world to feel both vast and mysterious without overloading the system. But the development wasn't all smooth sailing. The use of fog, while innovative, wasn't initially met with universal applause. Some saw it as a limitation, a compromise that hindered the game's potential beauty. However, as time passed, this feature became emblematic of Turok's unique atmosphere, turning a technical restriction into a beloved gameplay element. Moreover, the developers at Iguana Entertainment had to adapt comic book hero Turok into a video game format, which required significant adjustments. They expanded Turok's universe beyond the confines of traditional comic strips, adding depth and nuance to the character and his world. This adaptation process was meticulous, as they aimed to respect the original material while providing a fresh and engaging experience for gamers. David Dinosaur and his team were committed to making Turok the Dinosaur Hunter a game that was not only technologically advanced for its time, but also rich in its narrative and gameplay depth. This commitment often meant long hours and relentless pursuit of creativity and technical solutions that would define Turok's legacy in the gaming industry. But now let's switch gears to the narrative of Turok, where it isn't just about blasting dinosaurs back to the Mesozoic period. Oh no, it's about weaving a tale that could make Spielberg nod in approval, mixed with a dash of comic book flair that could make Stan Lee raise an eyebrow. Our protagonist, Tal Set, or as his fans call him, Turok, is not your everyday hero. He's a Native American warrior tasked with protecting a barrier between Earth and the Lost Land, a chaotic realm where time has no ruler and dinosaurs roam alongside aliens and cyborg mercenaries like it's the most natural thing in the world. Think of it as a cosmic blender where someone threw in bits of every cool action movie trope they could find. Turok's mission? To prevent the villainous campaigner from finding the pieces of the Chronoscepter, a weapon so powerful it could shatter planets as if they were cheap glassware. The stakes? Only the complete annihilation of all that exists. So, no pressure, right? But Turok is not just a one-dimensional, gun-toting archetype. He's the quintessential silent, brooding type, sure, but with the depth of someone who carries the burden of the entire world on his shoulders. Each level, from dense jungles to ancient cities, not only challenges his combat skills, but also his resolve and his connection to the spiritual heritage that defines his character. Alongside Turok, the game introduces a rogues gallery of enemies that could easily fill a convention of interdimensional villains. There's the campaigner, with a thirst for power as big as his ridiculous armor. Then there's his minions, ranging from your garden variety evil soldiers and raptors to the more exotic threats like a cyborg T-Rex, because why not? Each enemy is not just a target, but a testament to the Lost Land's diversity and the wild imagination of the developers. In essence, the story of Turok is a rich tapestry of adventure, heritage, and sci-fi fantasy, skillfully stitched together with bullets and bravado. It's all very heroic, slightly insane, and exactly the kind of over-the-top escapade that makes you want to grab a bow and join the hunt. Now jumping into the gameplay mechanics of Turok, you're not just leaping into the digital pair of moccasins, you're strapping on an arsenal of prehistoric beatdown tools. The game took first-person shooter mechanics and said, let's add some spice, which in the 90s was the equivalent of slapping a jetpack on a T-Rex. First off, the control scheme was as groundbreaking as it was head-scratching. Utilizing the N64's then revolutionary analog stick, Turok introduced a level of precision that turned your typical run and gun into a ballet of bullets and arrows. Players could move Turok with the kind of fluidity that was uncommon at the time, allowing for a dance through dinosaur-infested landscapes that was both exhilarating and, given the platforming sections, occasionally like trying to thread a needle while riding a roller coaster. And just as you're getting comfy while moving like a ninja in moccasins, here's a quick reminder to hit that like and subscribe button. Because let's face it, navigating YouTube's algorithm requires more finesse than dodging a raptor in a narrow canyon. Now, back to blasting baddies. The weapon variety in Turok was nothing short of an armorer's dream. From your trusty knife and bow to high-tech alien firepower that could disintegrate foes, the game offered a tool for every trouble. This arsenal wasn't just about giving players a power trip. Each weapon had a strategic importance, suited for specific enemies and scenarios, adding layers to the gameplay that went beyond simple trigger pulling. The enemy AI was sneaky for its time, raptors could flank you, human hunters would take cover, and the occasional triceratops would decide you looked like a plaything. This necessitated a tactical approach where players had to be as cunning as the hunters they faced. And lastly, the level design deserves a saga of its own. Each level was a maze of pathways, cliffs, and secret areas that encouraged exploration and rewarded the curious with ammo, health boosts, and sometimes a new weapon that made you feel sorry for the next dinosaur in line. So when Turok the Dinosaur Hunter burst onto the scene in 1997, it didn't just tiptoe quietly through the underbrush. Oh no, it roared onto the Nintendo 64 landscape like a T-Rex on a caffeine high. And the echoes are still ringing in the ears of gamers and industry folks alike. Let's talk turkey, or should I say, dinosaur meat. Financially, Turok was a beast. This game quickly became a top seller for the Nintendo 64, proving that in a console's early days, a hit game could propel the system's sales. It helped that Turok was one of the first titles to fully exploit the N64's capabilities, offering a visual and gameplay experience that was tough to find anywhere else at the time. The sales figures were impressive, with Turok selling over 1.5 million copies worldwide. That's a lot of cartridges, folks. In fact, it's enough to make any game developer consider taking up paleontology as a side hustle. But Turok's impact wasn't just the numbers. It was a critical darling too, garnering praise for its graphics, immersive gameplay, and yes, even that fog we've come to love, or loathe. Alright, buckle up, Dino Hunters. It's trivia time, and we're about to dig up some ancient secrets that even a seasoned paleontologist might miss in the thick of jungles of Turok the Dinosaur Hunter. Get ready to test your knowledge or learn something new. No cheating, I'm watching you. First up, what secret weapon can you unlock that literally breaks the game's balance? If you said the Chronoscepter, you'd be spot on. This powerful weapon, when fully assembled from pieces scattered across various levels, can obliterate enemies with a single shot. It was so powerful that using it often felt like cheating. A delightful cheat at that. Next up, can you name an Easter egg that shows a developer's sense of humor? Alright, in one of the levels, if you jump into a seemingly bottomless pit, which every gamer knows you should never do, you land in a secret room filled with health and ammo pickups. It's like the developers were saying, we got you, trust fall. And last, Turok has a surprising connection to a literary classic. Can you guess what it is? Turok's name and character are loosely based on the comic book series, which was inspired by the novel Lost World by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, featuring an isolated plateau teeming with prehistoric life. Just like in Doyle's tale, Turok's world is a hidden fragment of time, bustling with dinosaurs and ancient warriors. And there you have it, a whirlwind tour through the pixelated wilderness of Turok the Dinosaur Hunter. We've armed you with knowledge, laughed in the face of prehistoric danger, and maybe, just maybe, shed a tear for the lost souls who still can't find their way out of level 3. For now, this is goodbye. Or, in Turok's world, see you later, alligator. In a while, crocodile. If you enjoyed exploring the history of Turok the Dinosaur Hunter, click this video here to see more from the Retro Reload. And as always, thank you for watching.